Hey friends, it's me, Mrs. Crawford, and I got another book for you today about a seed. This one's called The Tiny Seed by Eric Carle. The story's pretty old. I was just gonna look. I think it's an oldie. 1987. Mrs. Crawford was just a kid when this book came out. So it's called The Tiny Seed by Eric Carle. I love Eric Carle's illustrations. They're so beautiful. And he's super talented because he wrote the story and did the pictures. So I think that's like extra amazing, special. So The Tiny Seed by Eric Carle. See the seeds? It is autumn. A strong wind is blowing. It blows flower seeds high in the air and carries them far across the land. One of the seeds is tiny, smaller than the others. Will it be able to keep up with the others? And where are they all going? See all the seeds? And there's an extra tiny one blowing in the wind. One of the seeds flies higher than the others. Up, up, up it goes. It flies too high and the sun's hot rays burn it up. But the tiny seed sails on with the others. Ooh, there goes one. But there's the tiny seed still flying. Another seed lands on a tall and icy mountain. The ice never melts and the seed cannot grow. The rest of the seeds fly on, but the tiny seed does not go as fast as the others. There they all go. See them all? But there's one little one left. Now they fly over the ocean. One seed falls into the water and drowns. The others sail on with the wind. But the tiny seed does not go as high as the others. See them all? But there's one of them. Here's one falling into the ocean. And here's the tiny seed. One seed drifts down into the desert. It is hot and dry, and the seed cannot grow here. Now the tiny seed is flying very low, but the wind pushes it on with the others. There's the other seeds, and there's the tiny one. Finally, the wind stops and the seeds fall gently down on the ground. A bird comes by and eats one seed. The tiny seed is not eaten. There's the tiny seed. It is so small that the bird does not see it. Now it is winter. After the long trip, the seeds settle down. They look just as if they are going to sleep in the earth. Snow falls and covers them like a soft white blanket. A hungry mouse that also lives in the ground eats a seed for his lunch, but the tiny seed lies very still and the mouse does not see it. So there's the mouse eating one seed, and there's our tiny seed still. He's so tiny. Now it is spring. After a few months, the snow has melted. It is really spring. Birds fly by, the sun shines, rain falls. The seeds grow so round and full they start to burst open a little. Now they are not seeds anymore. They are plants. First they send roots down into the earth. Then their little stems and leaves grow up towards the sun and the air. There is another plant that grows much faster than the new little plants. It is a big, fat weed. And it takes all the sunlight and the rain away from one of the small new plants. And that little plant dies. The tiny seed hasn't begun to grow yet. It will be too late. Hurry! But finally, it starts to grow into a little plant. Look at, here's the weed, blocking the sunlight. Where is our tiny seed? Oh, there's our tiny seed right here. He's just starting to grow. The warm weather also brings the children out to play. They too have been waiting for the sun in springtime. One child doesn't see the plants as he runs along, and oh, he breaks one. Now it can't grow anymore. Look at, hardly any of the seeds are left, huh? They haven't all gotten to grow. There's the tiny plant. The tiny plant that grew from the tiny seed is growing fast, but its neighbor grows even faster. Before the tiny plant has 3 leaves, the other plant has 7. And look, a bud, and now even a flower. But what is happening? First there are footsteps, then a shadow looms over them. Then a hand reaches down and breaks off the flower. Oh, somebody's picking it. A boy has picked the flower to give to a friend. It is summer. Now the tiny plant from the tiny seed is all alone. It grows on and on. It doesn't stop. The sun shines on it and the rain waters it. It has many leaves. It grows taller and taller. It is taller than the people. It is taller than the trees. It is taller than the house is, and now a flower grows on it. People come from far and near to look at this flower. It is the tallest flower they have ever seen. It is a giant flower. Look at that. That tiny little seed survived all those things. And now it's a big, giant, beautiful flower. All summer long, the birds and the bees and the butterflies come visiting. They have never seen such a big and beautiful flower. Now it is autumn again. The days grow shorter, the nights grow cooler, and the wind carries yellow and red leaves past the flower. Some petals drop from the giant flower, and they sail along with the bright leaves over the land and down to the ground. The wind blows harder. The flower has lost almost all of its petals. It sways and bends away from the wind, but the wind grows stronger and shakes the flower. Once more, the wind shakes the flower, and this time the flower's seed pod opens, and out come many tiny seeds that quickly sail far away on the wind. There they all go. What's going to happen to them? I think we already know, right? Because that's how our story began. It was autumn, and the seeds were flying in the wind, right? And then all sorts of things happened to them, right? And they didn't all make it, but the tiny seed did. And now the tiny seed has grown into a flower, and the flower's now died, and the petals have fallen off. And now the tiny seed's flower, his seeds, are now flying in the wind. And it's going to start all over again. We could read the whole book again, because that's how it happens. What'd you think of The Tiny Seed? Did you like it? The Tiny Seed by Eric Carle. Have a good day, friends.